Good morning, parents and families. This is Miss Sullivan. Today is April 8th, 2020, and you are on week 1, day 5, which means you've made it to the last day of our first week of distance learning. So give yourselves a pat on the back. I know it hasn't been easy, and you're all doing a great job. We have our morning message. Today will be the last day with our focus on letter U and our sight words for and have. We also have our conference check-ins for Wednesday, so you can look there if you don't remember which day you have. We list it every day. And also, just so you know, we have our kinder teachers have office hours today from 2 to 3 p.m. And if you'd like for us to phone or video call you during that time, just send us a text earlier and we will get a time set up with you. Some of our virtual shout outs. Remember, if you have photos of what you're doing with your child, send them in so we can add them here if you're okay with them being in the slideshow. And I've heard from parents that they like seeing their friends in the pictures and see what everybody else is up to because they're missing their friends a lot, not being at school. So we have McCabe and Miss Lopez's class getting some outside time in the nice weather, and Ashlyn from Miss Gerber's class practicing sight words in a fun, hands-on way, and Colton doing a science experiment with gummy bears. Our agenda for today, just going over each subject, and just reminder on the time frames. We're really focusing on chunking 10 to 15 minutes at a time. Pick an activity, try it for 10 to 15 minutes, try something else. So not worrying so much about this time frame listed, but doing it in little chunks and what is manageable for you and for your child and your family. And keeping those brain breaks and those movement breaks in there is really important too. Our list of things you'll need besides the learning kit. As Miss Gerber said yesterday, if there's anything that is on the list that you don't have, or you've been noticing that you are lacking supplies at home, anything that you feel like you need that you don't have access to, please let your teacher know so we can make sure we get that to you. We'll be putting together things to go home for the next round of packets, so we want to make sure everybody has what they need. So just let us know for any of those things. And you can also be creative. If it asks you to use one material and you don't have it, try to think of something else that you could use in its place for now until we can get those things out to you that you don't have. And for reading, so like I said, it's our last day for letter U focus. The students did work on this letter the last week we were in school, and also for and have were two of the sight words we were focusing on, so they have had some review of that already. So last day's practice, you can practice letter sounds, words using that letter, practice blending with words with letter U in the middle, practice your sight words, and for comprehension, this one's kind of fun for them. There's a book for you, and then they're doing a letter hunt for the letter U and a word hunt for their two sight words. So I call it a word hunt when they're looking in the book to find that word and circling it or putting a star on it, whatever you decide, or using them in different colors. So they're identifying those words within their reading, and then that reminds them when they read it that they know how to read that word. They've seen it before. There's some extra practice things like bingo, and then we'll talk about some of the videos. So this is a short vowels video. At this point, kindergarten has been introduced to all the vowels, and vowels tend to be tricky. They get them mixed up. The sounds are similar for some of them. So this one's a good video to just go over each of the individual letter sounds, so they're getting more practice to be able to differentiate them when they're doing their reading. Here's a video for blending words. So CVC words are 3-letter words, consonant, vowel in the middle, consonant. So this video helps them with blending, and it also has some nonsense words in there. So they're putting together words and then being asked, is this a real word or not? So it helps also with that vocabulary part of it. Is it an actual word? There's a sight word dance song that's super fun. It's very catchy. I was ready to dance along with it, so I think they will like that one. For kindergarten, singing and dancing is a really great way for them to learn. They love to move, dance, and sing. It's fun for them. It also helps them remember what they're learning in the song. So these are great videos for them. And then practice with sight word have, video for that. Then there's a letter U alpha blocks video. Just so you know, this video is 27 minutes long, so it's about the length of a show. So this one, watch as much or as little as desired. This might be a way for you to have a break and have your child watch this video if you want. If you feel like that's too much, it's too long, don't worry about it. So it's a letter U practice. So for some of them, they might not need this if they've already mastered letter U. They know it well. So you might just skip that, but that's up to you. Then for math, still working on shapes. So this is a math game called Hungry Caterpillars that they have today. For a spinner, if you have a pencil and a paper clip, you can put the paper clip in the center of the little spinner picture and then put the pencil in and spin the paper clip around the tip of the pencil. And that can be your spinner. So you're trying to fill the caterpillar with the shapes and practice naming. And don't worry about, for kindergarten, them mastering the names of all the shapes. It's just practice. They're just being introduced to some of these. So in this year, so we're not expecting them to have every single shape name memorized. They'll be doing this in first grade again, so we're more introducing in the kindergarten level for that. So this is a fun game that you can do. There is a warm-up video, just patterns practice, a quick practice. Patterns is a big part of kindergarten math, being able to recognize patterns. And then there's a shapes song that they can sing along to. And last, there's a bonus video. So this is just the Very Hungry Caterpillar animated story, so not math. It doesn't have math in it, but since the math activity was a caterpillar game, then we have the Hungry Caterpillar story that they can listen to. It's a little break. For writing, we are continuing on with the how-tos. So your child was working on how-to writing yesterday, and now is a time where they can ask and answer questions to revise. So there are 6 questions that can be asked to help a child add more to their writing. Who, what, where, when, why, and how. And this just helps prompt them a little bit to add more detail to their writing. If they didn't add something in, that's a time where they can add more. And then there's also the how to writing revising steps. So going through, did I start my sentences with a capital? I asked them, what goes at the end of a sentence? Do I have my finger spaces between my words? Things like that. So they're just now revising is a step in writing where they take a look, you go over it together. What can I improve on? And then it'll be ready to share and to celebrate because they've completed a writing work for this week. So we call it publishing in school when it's ready to show others and it's done and they can feel proud of themselves. So there's a video for the 6 questions for writing, and then there's a video that just helps you go over revising steps in writing and how-to writing. Again, we have brain breaks. These are very important, so keep up with brain breaks. If your child is wiggly and not really listening, it's probably time for a brain break. If they seem really tired or just can't get the concept you're trying to work on, give them a brain break. It's for kindergarten especially, it's really important, but for any age, it's important to take the brain break. So there's ideas here. There's some links for other ideas for you. So take a look at those and come up with your own too. And then we have activity bingo and some movement breaks. These are great too. It helps, movement helps wake up the brain. So these are good if your child's feeling tired. You might want to try one of these. And some ideas listed there in the links. If you want to do extra practice, there's handwriting. This page shows you the steps for writing each letter. So you can see the numbers around the letter. So proper letter formation. If they practice it right as they're learning it the first time, then they will be able to memorize it the correct way and not have to be retaught it. So there's letters and numbers there. A fun thing to do with them for practice of that letter formation is like in this video, the uppercase letter workout. So they're able to use their whole body to practice letter formation of their uppercase letters like he's doing. You can see in the screenshot of the video there. And then learning numbers 0 to 10 for handwriting. That's also important, so you can work on having fewer reversals in your child's number writing. That tends to happen. So those are some videos for that. And we have our extra academic practice. The science and art is really fun for them. So this week you're focusing on animal adaptations. So that's features of an animal that helps them survive in their environment. And these ones are some really fun ideas of using recycled materials to make their own creature or their favorite adapted animal and kind of make up a story to go along with it. What does it look like? What are its adaptations? How does it protect itself? How does it keep itself warm? We have a couple videos for animal adaptations. So 9 bizarre animal adaptations, strangest animal adaptations. Those are fun for them to learn about. This is a cool one too, making a bug hotel. So you can use a little box that you have, a tissue box they're using in the example. Go out on a nature hunt and collect some things that you think an insect would like. Gather them in your box and create your own little hotel space for your bug. There's a video for more detailed directions, a video for a simple recycled bug hotel, and then a bigger, more complex bug hotel if you want to spend more time on that. That's if you have the time and the outside space to go on a hunt like that, that might be fun, like a bigger activity to do on a nice day. Celebrate your work. So be proud of yourselves, both students and parents. You can share work through a picture or a video. I like the idea of calling someone in your family so they can share their work. Maybe it's a grandparent that they aren't able to see in person. Call or video them and share their work with them. And be proud of yourselves. Then we have the power of yet video. And lastly, LPE Kindergarten students and families, you're doing amazing. We are here for you. Us 3 kindergarten teachers really appreciate the work that you've been putting in. We know it's difficult and you are awesome. So thank you, and I hope you have a great day.